What's up, Liron here. Welcome to the first episode of Business Monday. Roll the intro. What's up, Liron here. Thank you for joining me in another video, and this is the first episode of Business Monday. I've been talking about it for a while now, and this is going to be a show devoted to the meeting point between art and business. Meaning, I have my art, how do I make money off of it? And I want to talk about the reason why I decided to make this show, what I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to dive into today's episode, and I'm just going to talk to you a bit about my courses. So the first thing I want to talk about is why I decided to make this show. And if you've been paying attention, you notice that I like to talk about the business aspect, the business side of things. If you've been following my podcast, the link in the description, you know that I talk about these kinds of topics of how I monetize my art. And there are many different ways to do that depending on what you like. And for the longest time, I've been trying to stick it into my videos and add it somehow to Liron Time, the blog, to many different kinds of episodes. And then I talked to a friend about it, and I told him, look, no one talks about these things. Like, not a lot of people do, at least not in a practical manner that actually teaches people how to do things. And so I told him all of that, and he was like, why not just make a show that's going to be devoted to that? And instantly I realized that this is such a good idea, because what happened so far is every time I didn't have any ideas, inventing a content pillar helped. So for example, the paint show, it's a show dedicated just for paints and reviewing them. Then we have Painting Masters, a relatively new one where I'm reviewing paintings by other really amazing artists. Then we have the watercolor kind of pillar of content, the sketching, the Liron Time, the blog, and just making this as a content pillar will force me to talk more about these topics and to zoom in a little more on the actual things I do to make money from my art. Now, this series is not going to be for everyone. If you're here on my channel just to learn how to paint with watercolor, or if you're here, sorry, lost my voice for a second. If you're here just to learn how to sketch, then you may not find a lot of interest in this. If you just like the paint reviews, that's fine. Mondays are going to be devoted to that. Now, if you're a colleague, if you're an artist, if you're maybe another person who's trying to post their art online and tries to build a business around their art, then this one is definitely for you. And this is the type of audience I'm aiming to satisfy with this show, okay? So what I want to talk to you about now is basically the things I'm going to discuss here. So I want to talk from my own experience about what I do know. If I don't know something, I'm just not going to talk about it. What I do know, for example, is that I published many books independently, and I got some of them, the language rights have been bought by a publishing house, and now one of them is published in Spain and in Argentina and many different places. So that's cool. That's something I can talk about. I know how to sell courses. My courses are sold online on Udemy, on my own website. This is something I know about. I don't know a lot about licensing. I don't know how to, for example, get people to print your art on different products and sell them. This is something I dabbled in it, but I don't really know that. So what I'm trying to say is all I'm going to talk about is things that I know. I don't want to front. I don't want to pretend to know something that I don't know, and I'm going to talk from my own experience. Now, if you're like me and if you're in this journey of making money from your art, stay tuned to this show, because this is the stuff I'm going to talk about, okay? So with that being said, let's jump into today's episode. And today I want to talk to you about my courses. So I have several avenues through which I sell my courses. The main ones are Udemy, the Udemy platform, and my own website. Now, Udemy, it's kind of a middleman between students and teachers. So if you're a teacher and you want to sell video courses, you want to teach something, and it can be anything like coding and art and design and tons of different stuff, nail, design, whatever, then you can do that on Udemy. What's really good about it is that you don't have to worry too much about marketing. The website is a huge platform. It already has a lot of students on it, and all you have to do is put your course there, and if you did a good job and if it looks good, you should sell organically without doing too much marketing. Okay, so that's the Udemy platform. On the other hand, I have my own website, and this is something I really would want to talk about more in the future, the actual sales and marketing funnel of how I sell my courses on my own website, because that's a whole science. It's so many moving parts, and the way you take payments and integrating it so that I can email people on a regular basis, and the copy that you write, and how to convince people that they really need the product, and how to make a good product. There's just so much that goes onto this. This is the main thing I've been working on for a while now. It's been such a huge and long process. If you remember, a long time ago I talked about the fact that I need to, there is a technical solution I need to use, and to use it I need an LLC in the US, and I need a US bank account, and I've been through a really super long process of attaining these things, and I finally got them about a few weeks ago, and so I can continue and really build the funnel correctly. It's really weird to talk about these topics because I usually don't, and so I'm still trying to find the, like, I have no idea how much you know, so I'm trying to share what I can, and then I'll watch the feedback, I'll watch the comments. So let me know in the comment below what you thought of this. But basically, a marketing funnel is you get people into the funnel, into a page, for example, using ads from Facebook or from different, even YouTube. You get them to a page, and then they go to another page. Eventually they end up buying your products, and if your products are good, maybe they'll buy more and more. So it's just a way to get people to buy the things that will really help them. Okay, and if your product is good and if you believe in it, you're actually helping others, which is what I try to do. Okay, every product I have, I work on it so much. Like if you check, even if you bought my books, or if you checked out my courses on Udemy or on my own website, like I work on them a long time, and I'm really a perfectionist in that sense. So the products, I hope, are good, but then there's the whole process of getting a person to buy, which is really complex. So I think this will be a topic for a future video, okay? The whole how I build my marketing funnel. I use a service called ClickFunnels, and it's like a huge, again, as I mentioned, tons of moving parts, okay? I think I'll end it here. I talked about the things that, generally speaking, I will talk about, like the books and the courses, and even the Instagram marketing, and what I'm doing here on YouTube, the business side of it, and what I want to do with the links in the description, all of that good stuff. What I want you to do is, if these topics interest you, if you're a colleague, if you're like me, trying to do the same thing, leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think of this and what topics you'd like me to talk about. Like, I know a lot of people, some people ask me about prints, how to get prints done. This is something I know nothing about. So if I don't know anything about it, I'll let you know. But if I do, I will cue it for a future episode. Okay? So I really hope you enjoyed this one. I'm trying not to ramble too much, so I'm going to cut it here. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think, what you want me to cover. Check out the links in the description box. There's the podcast where I already talk about some of these business aspects. There's the Patreon page if you want to support me. There's the Instagram where you can see works in progress and all sorts of really interesting things. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button if you want to receive updates, because if this playlist, if this Business Monday is for you, then you definitely want to make sure you tune in the future for future episodes. So every Monday here. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in another vid tomorrow.